Hey, it's me, Unapologetically T, and I am just here. You know how they be like, I want to let my hair hang down, like I want to let mine touch the sky, and I came here to do this video, not so you can see this growth, but for real, in all seriousness, like I did want to. I always have my hair covered a whole lot, and really, most times I typically be having my hair out when I'm doing some raw shit. So and I did go to bed without a bonnet on last night because I got on late and I was tired. So, but damn, my hair popping. Let me cut it out. But I just wanted y'all to see this shit. Like, this growth is crazy. This growth is crazy. But let me stop before I break my hair. But yeah, like, I just want to let my hair, touch the sky. Like, I want my hair to reach for them stars. Like, but I do think after I allow, because I love a good afro. Like, I love a good afro. And I can be honest, like, I have not been taking care of my hair like I should have been. Only because there was like a million gajillion fucking things that required my attention, and now it's like finally my attention is focused on me. Like, finally my attention is required with me. So I'm putting forth some effort and some consistent effort, not just putting forth effort, but some consistent effort into doing this thing, loving me. Like, loving me. Like, if I was born during the 70s, like, I would have definitely been a Black Panther. And it ain't just because of the hairstyle. I want to say that. It's the Panther in me. But I was born during this time, so it's the gorilla in me. Yep. But yeah, like, I don't know. I'm being a little playful right now. But really that growth though, like, y'all seen me last year when I cut this shit off, like, but yeah, I'm gonna take care of my hair because I got some beautiful curls, and they're a little, a little dry, a little crunchy. They're a little crunchy right now, and I definitely need to get in the habit of doing some deep conditioning, like once a week. I've made a video about like hair types and stuff, and like people get caught up on curl patterns, but like don't enough people talk about the porosity of hair. So I have high porosity hair. When my hair is moisturized, it looks really luxurious. It has a really nice curl pattern. All curl patterns are nice. No matter your curl pattern, is about healthy hair. And however, my hair for me looks so beautiful when it's moisturized. However, it is easy for my hair to be moisturized. So like, if you think about it, when you get in a pool, if I get in the pool, instantly my hair becomes soaking wet. It's not a very loose curl, but it's a looser curl than it presents when it's dry and crunchy. I call this the poodle's ass. If like, when my hair is very dry, it becomes it's a lot harder to like manage. And but I think about it, like, when I don't take care of my poodle, like her little ass, she can get mats, and her hair texture becomes drier, and it just reminds me we have the similar hair. But literally, and it also reminds me of grass when it's dry, so it becomes very brittle and it's easier to break off. My hair grows really fast, but my hair also breaks off really fast if I'm not taking care of it. And so, however, I wasn't really taking care of my hair, but I also wasn't really messing with my hair too. And that's another thing. My hair really retains length when I mess with it less. And that showed when I got my locks. Like, I got my locks and I only had them for a year, and the growth was crazy. The growth was really, really, really crazy. Yeah, I was like, oh, like, literally what I started out as, literally, and the shrinkage is real with me. Like, the shrinkage is real. It's a lot of things that go on with this hair. But yeah, like what I started out with, opposed to, you know, where when I cut them, I had about like a year's of growth, and that was crazy. I was proud of that. But now it's like, yeah, like I haven't been taking care of my hair, but I also haven't been messing with my hair as much. So what I said I was gonna start doing is some deep conditioning, and probably I still would do like a bi-weekly or twice a week wash, and I would probably twist my hair. That's what I kind of been doing here lately, is twisting my hair up once I wash it, instead of just washing it and moisturizing it and letting it air dry. I still let it air dry, and but I would twist it up, and that definitely helps lock in and retain moisture for a couple of days. And then I can actually, if I don't feel like doing anything, because I'm like, I don't give a fuck how long my hair is and how healthy it is. Like, I will be wearing my hair wraps. Like, I love it. Just speaks to the queen in me. So I literally would be doing that. But I just came on here for real. I was bullshitting, and I wanted to talk about like growth and what I learned over these last, you know, this last year. This last year was crazy. It was really, really crazy. Give me 1 second. Yeah, but I'm back. Number one, my lips was dry. Number two, I needed to pull out. But yeah, like, shit, I don't know, I just wanted to make a video about growth and what I learned last year. I love when I see the birds, bruh. Like, that shit touches my heart. I mean, they is out here playing today. I just love it. That shit make me feel so good inside. Like what I learned last year, like that's why I came here today. But I started talking about that physical growth, and I just want to say, as above, so below, and so within, so without. So all this has been about realigning, you know, myself and what I want to see physically. Making sure that I'm aligned spiritually, and I ain't gonna get too deep on y'all, but I did have to realize that, like, I was seeking so much love from everybody else and everywhere else besides myself. So I've openly admitted to in the past that I literally, like all the animals out today, hey buddy, I literally have admitted in videos, I've admitted in poems, like it came a point in my life where I had to admit, like, I don't love myself, like, because I don't love myself. I would not keep putting myself in certain situations if I didn't love, you know, if I loved myself, like, and I'm gonna sit here and say this, like, it wasn't my fault originally why I didn't love myself. That shit came from childhood trauma, and you know, I wasn't even allowed a healthy space to even process what the fuck it looked like to love yourself. I don't think I had people around me who correctly loved themselves. You know, like, I grew up around a lot of narcissistic people, and I even, you know, spent years processing why they were narcissistic, and I didn't know the word at the time, but I just knew that they were very self-centered and egotistical and very selfish, and I did not want to be that, so I went the other extreme. And both extremes are bad. A lot of people put, you know, a lot of people look at narcissists and empaths as like givers and takers. And a lot of people talk about how toxic it is to be a narcissist, but nobody really talks about how toxic it is to be a giver, an empath, like a person who just will give you their fucking last, and they'll be sitting there looking goofy. And I don't regret that, you know, I had to go through certain shit. I've said that in videos, and people probably will look at it like, well, shit, you know, I wish you ain't had to go through that. But everything you go through in life, it builds character. It's gonna break you, or it's gonna make you, and it's fucked up. It's fucked up, it's like that. But, you know, it's either be eaten. It's either eat or get eaten. And I don't say that in the sense of you have to become the predators. I say that in the sense of you have to learn how to love and value yourself. Like, you have to learn how to protect you. I literally have been working very hard on becoming the protector that I desired. I ain't gonna even lie. Last year, I wanted people to save me. I felt like I was that little girl again, all over again. I was that little girl who, you know, needed somebody to come in. And I think about that little girl as like 4-year-old me, even though things happened before I was even that age. I always think of that little girl as 4-year-old me. Like, I just wish somebody would have came and saved me. And I think I was stripped down to her. And I did want people to save me, but it's interesting because I grew up to realize, like, won't nobody fucking come to save me? Like, there'll be assistance, there's help, you can take opportunities. But even if somebody do come save you, you typically don't even appreciate that shit. And I've learned that from, you know, years of helping other people too. Like, nah, I'm gonna say, like, trying to save other people too. Like, they don't appreciate that shit when you try to save them out of a situation. Sometimes you just have to go through what the fuck you gotta go through, no matter how much it hurt. I think for this situation, I kept being adamant I didn't want to return home. I'd rather been homeless. And if I didn't have a child, I would have been homeless. I would have lived out in my car, and I would have been fine with that because it would have just been me. But by me having a child, mentally, like, that was something I had to grow from too. Like, my idea of what motherhood looked like. I got lost in some sauce that I already knew didn't help. Like, I started to base my motherhood on, you know, what I could provide for her, and I always knew that was a no. I started to base my motherhood on, you know, guilt trips, and, you know, like, I made these mistakes, and, you know, I'm gonna let her hold it over my head. Fuck no. Like, I literally have fought my ass off to break generational fucking curses, and I've sacrificed so much of my fucking life that I didn't even know who the fuck I was no more. And yeah, I made some fucking mistakes. I've made some mistakes, but I think the difference between my parenting and the parenting I grew up with is being able to take accountability. And I've definitely had moments where, you know, it was hard to take accountability, but that's something that I don't struggle with taking accountability a lot because I'm a reflective person. So I was always conditioned that it was my fault anyway. So I think for me it was like a bunch of balance. Realizing, you know, it's my fault once I became an adult, and I continued to deal with certain people's bullshit and not put myself first. That's my fault. But what happened to me was not my fault. I ain't owning that. I ain't wearing that. Somebody else got to wear it. So, yeah, it's a lot of growth. I think a lot too. I think one of my biggest, it's not even just a big lesson. One of the things that I constantly, you have to remind myself is patience. Patience is a virtue for real. Like, I guess I lived in a space so much in survival mode. Like, I had to realize I played life on fast a lot. Like, I had to make quick decisions. So I like shit to go so fast. Like, I lived a fast life. Even though I played, by the rules, forward facing, not always was I playing by the rules of European society. Like, because I just grew up with a hood mentality. So I literally I had both. And even with the European society, I played that shit fast. Like, I graduated with 3 degrees, and I mean 3 good degrees to have by the age of 24 years old as a single mom. And I also had a partner with me that had a drug addiction, like a hardcore drug addiction at that. So I played life on fast. I did not stop and try to enjoy moments. It was always knock this goal out, knock that goal out, knock that goal out. All right, what's next? Never fucking basking in what I've just accomplished. So I literally did all these great ass things at a young age, and I'm just now processing like who the fuck I was, like what the fuck I was able to do. And I think that I have been afforded a new life to slow the fuck down. And it's a process. It's a process of slowing down. It's a process of knowing that it's okay to rest. It's a process to fucking find out what soft means to you. A lot of niggas be clowning bitches about what softness is. Like, yes, nigga, I want a soft life, but I am a hard bitch. But I don't want to be a hard bitch. I if I need to be, that shit is there. Like, that shit is imprinted in me. However, like, softness don't mean that I am weak. Like, softness just literally means that I can fucking simply be. Like, I can be. I don't have to look over my motherfucking shoulder all the time. I don't have to, worry about if I make the wrong decision. Like, softness is being able to realize, like, whether I make the wrong decision or not. Like, it don't matter, because that decision is gonna lead me to where I need to be regardless. Like, but when you live in that survival mode, like, a wrong decision can mean death. Like, a wrong decision can mean death. So softness, though, a wrong decision just means, like, lesson learned. Don't do that one again. But, because it don't feel right for you. And what don't feel right for you might feel right for somebody else. So, literally, softness to me ain't even I want to wear pink and I want to wear this. Like, feminine. Like, I don't know why softness is associated simply with just being feminine. I think all human beings or spiritual beings living a human experience, all of us, whatever the fuck you are, like, whatever you identify, you identifying as extraterrestrial at this point. But I know I do sometimes. But, like, I feel like we all should be afforded the softness and the luxury of just being. Hell, some days just waking up and saying, like today I wanna go to the fucking zoo. I wanna go to the museum. Like, that's shit I like to do. And it's like, I worked so motherfucking hard. Like, I could not do it most of the time. And even when I could, I was so fucking tired. I would lose my pacing. I would lose my energy just going into the environment, because number one, it's an energy overload already, because I'm already burnt out, you know, from work, because I worked in service all the time, even when I wasn't in the system. Like, I literally was out here like helping people. So I literally was always drained, because I did not have good, you know, spiritual hygiene, and I did not have the boundaries I needed to be doing the work I was doing. And it's the work I was supposed to be doing, but I just, you know, had to learn some stuff. But like, yeah, I was too tired to ever do the things I actually love doing. Like, you know, being afforded to sit there and be like, you know, shit, I'm about to paint today. I'm about to put out these poems today. I'm about to make this video today, because I'm not stressed the fuck out, and all that stuff. And even when I was stressed out, like, I literally still was being afforded a lifestyle of peace and softness and freedom that I have never fucking had, except for probably when I was a kid. You know, I didn't have work, but I also lacked resources as a kid, and I am in a financially challenging situation as we speak, but that ain't gonna be forever. And you know, I trust in God with what was delivered to me. So I already know that, you know, that shit is a moment. And I think that's why I have been able to get through certain things. I know shit is a moment. It's a moment. But yeah, patience was one that kicked my motherfucking ass. Like, it was like, bitch, oh, you not gonna have patience. Oh, you not, I told you sit and wait. Oh, you gonna do it? Oh, you gonna do it anyway. You gonna do it your way anyway. Okay. Sit down. And I knew from, I think, the start of these videos, like, patience was gonna be my problem. Like, I think I stated that, like, I was used to my partner that passed away. That nigga was worse than me when it came to puzzle pieces and making them fit. Like, that nigga would take out a pair of scissors and cut that motherfucking puzzle piece to fit the way he needed it to fit. And I'd be like, you know, I'm gonna wait on God, because I'm not that extreme. Like, I'm not that extreme. Like, I will make a way. If there's a will, there's a way. But I have seen this nigga have no ways out. Like, it was like a rat trying to chew his way out of a goddamn maze. Like, you know, me, once I feel like, you know, there's too many blocks, I'm gonna just take a nap. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna sit and wait that shit out. But yeah, him, he would chew his way through and come out with no teeth, and then be mad he ain't got no teeth. And it's just like, you know, if you would have waited a little bit longer, like, the scientists would have opened the gate. And so, like, we were similar, but he was more extreme in certain areas. And like, I literally knew at the beginning on this healing journey, like, patience was gonna be one of my issues, because I just was so used to living and having to be quick on my thinking about what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do it, what's my next move. I had to play chess like Bobby Fischer, and it's like, now, like, I'm being afforded to be the old school nigga in the park that, you know, that could just sit and get the fuck away from his family and you know, play fucking chess in the park and take his time, but still have that clock right, that bitch. Like, the clock is still there and we still smacking that bitch. But this ain't no competition, because the competition is me. I'm my competition. I'm my only competition, and I think that's the only competition I want. It ain't even I think, it's the only competition I want. So anybody at this point, you know, trying to compete with me or wanting what I want out of life and not realizing, you know, like, some of this shit I be telling y'all want, like, you don't even want. Like, you don't even want. Figure out what you want. Figure out what you want. Figure out who you are. And literally I say that with love and peace, because I literally had to figure that shit out too, because I was a child conditioned to people please, and I was a child conditioned to conform to societal norms, because that's the American dream, was to be black and make it out. Well, I think you have to make it out mentally first. And I don't have no problem with giving game. I always say when I do these videos, they come from a calling. And if whoever can pick it up. I'm happy to have helped to give you some boost, some strength, whatever it is you pick up from these videos. It is my pleasure. I feel like if you can gain it from these videos, you deserve it. So niggas ain't trying to compete no more. Niggas want to collab. And I feel like if you still got that, you competing against somebody else's mentality, like, you're playing the game wrong. And really are. But there's so many aspects and avenues in this life. Like, you pick and choose where you want to land, where you want to fall. I know for me, I don't know if I have discussed this, but like I always as a child I knew that I was different. I knew I was different, and I don't say that on no cocky shit. I knew I was special. And I know there's a lot of people don't like being called special. I love it. I am special as fuck. Shit. I am even special ed if you want to go that far. Like, I'm not the average. Like, I'm not the average. And there's a spectrum. Sometimes I'm below average on some shit. Last year was me fucking bumping around this goddamn world like a motherfucking baby. I'm like, it was like relearning, and this was a lot of things I had to relearn was things I learned as a teenager. Like, I learned and had figured out stuff as a child. Like, I had realized what life was, and it was kind of like I woke up as an adult and was trying to figure this shit out again. And it was like, but I figured this out. I figured this out already. And I have been very transparent that when I figured it out as a teenager, though, I was angry. I figured it out in anger. And I hadn't learned how to transmute my anger. I was beating people the fuck up. I was cussing people the fuck out, which, cussing them out ain't a bad thing. But sometimes every situation don't call for the cussing that out, though. And sometimes it do. Use your discernment. But yeah, like, I was literally handling things. And I will say, when I was beating people the fuck up, like, I don't beat people the fuck up that ain't touch me. Number one, I literally will black the fuck out on you. Like, so, and I can't fight without blacking out on you, but once I black out, like, it's a done deal for you. We're gonna have to figure out how to get my beastly ass to stop. And so I typically, like, somebody can say whatever the fuck they want to say to me, but someone can say what they want to say to me. However, if you put your hands on me, or you're in my personal space and you talking shit, like you spitting, flash spitting like that, that's a trigger. Don't put your hands on me, and don't be in my motherfucking face spitting. Like, that's a trigger. Like, don't keep trying to continue no argument with me if I'm trying to walk away. Like, don't pursue me. Like, leave me the fuck alone. But I did. I figured that shit out in anger. And I think when I woke up as a young adult and being a mom, even before being a mom, when I woke up as a young adult, I had some residual think after being a mom, it was more of like I woke up in this fear. And I always told people, like, I never feared death until I became a mother. That was the only time, like, I feared death, was when I became a mom. I feared death because I felt like I never wanted to leave my child here to figure this shit out on her own. And that was my worst fear. And that's the truth. I'm being vulnerable. I used to feel like being vulnerable was a weakness because that's what I was taught as a child. To show and tell your true, feelings and fears and angers and trauma and all that shit was to get somebody the upper hand on you. The reason I do be vulnerable and share this shit with y'all, like, is because I believe whole fucking heartedly, like, I am protected. I fear nothing or no one. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. What's gonna be is gonna be. And I'm gonna say this once, twice, a million times. Like, I don't do this shit just to do it. I do it because I feel called to do it, and it's not even a feeling. I hear it. I hear it. Like, go ahead and talk it. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and share it. It's somebody else going through this shit. They gotta go through it in silence, but you need to go through it publicly. So people who are healing in private, have something that they can see. That's why I kind of had no regrets. Like, when I had to do these videos, when I first started, like, oh my gosh, you can see the fear and the scaredness in my fucking eyes when I first did my first video. Like, you could see it. I was shaking. You could hear it in my voice. I'm obedient, though. I ain't want to do that shit. I'm obedient. I've always been obedient to what I had to go through. Whether logically or not, I felt like, I'm smarter than this. I'm better than this. Whatever. Like, I know I had to go through it. One of the things I'm thinking about right now is I used to tell someone when they would be like, why you just don't leave my relationship, my past relationship? Why you just didn't leave? And I used to tell them, like, I would rather stay and stick it out and learn what the fuck I gotta learn rather than leave and leave prematurely. Have to, like, that cycle. Like, if you've been in abusive relationships, it's a cycle. And you don't fully break the cycle until you have learned why the fuck you are in the cycle to begin with. And I started to realize that, and I realized that with him, I realized that the reason that my choices and people were getting worse and worse and worse and worse were because I was never completing those cycles. I would leave and jump on, like, saying I had learned a lesson, and I really had learned a lesson, but I didn't learn the lesson. And the lesson was that I needed to love my fucking self. I knew with my last partner, if I was to jump ship prematurely, I was going to end up with somebody way worse than him, because what attracted me to him in the first place, there was somebody else with way more game. And I like game. I liked game back then. For now, like, pull out the motherfucking cards. Pull out, other games. And we can play those. Like, trivia is my favorite if you're really trying to give me a good time. Alright, I had a phone call. I think it cut it off. But yeah, like, let's play those type of games. I ain't trying to play no games. I did that all last year. I did that all last year, and I'm happy. I'm happy that I wish I didn't have to go through it like that, but I did. It was meaningful in my right and what I needed for me, but I knew I had to complete my cycle until I learned what I needed to learn for real, for real. was that, first of all, I was carrying so much fucking trauma and blaming myself and hating myself when the fuck it wasn't my fault. And I say that to say that I was wearing adults' traumas and karmic debts and shit they done, and they weren't wearing it. They was putting it on me. They was placing it with me. And then, going even more miles, and you give a nigga an inch, that they'll take a mile. Like, so I literally had to break years and years and years and years and years of outdated thinking and conditioning that was not good for me. I was wearing a mask. Like, I literally was hiding behind accolades and accomplishments, and it's actually funny because it made people like me less. And it's weird because, like, I thought, like, you see somebody doing some shit and doing good, like, it'll make you, like, actually like them. But like a friend of mine says, for real, you really out here inspiring people because they literally are trying to do you and be you, and you don't even realize it. Like, you don't even realize that they competing with you, and you sitting up there, you happy for motherfuckers, and secretly, like, they don't even, they mad because you, and they can't beat you. And no matter what they do to beat you, they still are not satisfied being you. Like, because that's not who they want to be. I mean, that's not who they need to be. They need to be themselves. And with me, I wasn't being myself either. Like, I was living up to what mommy wanted me to do. I didn't really, like, live up to, like, what my father wanted me to do, but I kind of let, like, like, I let certain aspects of the trauma he had caused and abandonment he had caused and all that shit to few fires of being very hyper independent and all that shit. So it's just like a lot of toxic shit acquired from childhood. And people will tell you, like, you can't blame your parents, and they're fucking right, but you gotta use discernment. You can blame them motherfuckers for what the fuck they did wrong. Period, the fuck, point blank. We all literally, have to pay for the shit we do. We all do. And literally, how someone raises you has a big impact on how you gonna view things, and that could be different for every person. Like, you can have 12 kids in the same house raised the same way, and everybody's perspective and views on what the fuck, how they view life and how they gonna raise their own kids, how they gonna grow up, what partners they want, all that shit gonna be slightly different. So when you dealing with trauma, when you dealing with, like, severe abuse, all that shit literally shapes and molds you at a young age. For me, it was, I gotta get out this shit. Like, I gotta make it out alive. I cannot become this shit. And so I lived in this the survival mode of, like, trying to make it out. Trying very hard not to be the people around me, not realizing, like, it's kind of like running away from, it's not even just like, it is running away from myself. Like, it was an abandonment of myself, not processing all the shit that really happened, just trying to run away from it. So if that makes sense, I don't know. But yeah, you definitely can blame parents, but once you become an adult, that's where it becomes dangerous to place all that blame on your parents. And I think like not even just once you become an adult. I guess I'm gonna speak for people who go through severe trauma. When you're a child and you're going through severe trauma, it's only natural that you should be blaming them and not yourself. But if you are a child and you're going through severe trauma, they are most likely going to condition you that it is your fault. So when I say that, yeah, some people will be like, you can't blame your parents. Those are for people who had, you know, some regular life challenges. And everybody have problems and everything affect different people the fucking same. But I am talking to those of severe abuse. Your shit, you at some point gotta make people wear what the fuck they did to you. Because you get conditioned to wear that shit yourself and it's not yours. And you literally usually grow up and wear other people's shit as your own. You can also have an adverse reaction and become the narcissistic pieces of shit that, you know, raised you. So the goal though is neither extremes. Like, you want to find balance, and I think that's what I literally was at. I had to place blame where blame motherfucking went. Blame had to go where it had to go. However, I also was a child who had been forgave dumb motherfuckers for what had happened to me anyway. I think what I kept getting caught up on was that, you know, forgiveness meant that it would go away. Forgiveness meant for them that I was further taken. And people would be like, well, forgiveness ain't for them anyway. But we're talking about a child. We're talking about a child who was raised to forgive. And definitely your family, because they're your family. So we ain't talk about no hindsight. You know, you grown, you know who forgiveness is for. And I can't even forgive myself for some shit that they could do. Like, how do I forgive myself for some shit you did to me? That don't even make sense to me. I'm not forgiving myself for some shit they did. I can forgive myself for the shit I grew up to pick up because of what you did to me. Yeah, I'm gonna forgive myself for that, but I ain't forgiving myself for some shit you did to me. Like, bitch, you gonna wear that. You're gonna wear that. Like, I'm not wearing that. And I think too, like I said, I think I literally wanted a family. I wanted to have a healthy family with people that weren't healthy. And I was trying to make that force and fit. I used to feel like if I could fix other people's problems, I could eventually fix myself. It's easier to fix yourself. It's easier to work on you than it is others. It might seem it's easier to work on others. That's because you're distracting yourself from actually working on you. But it's easier to literally do this fucking work on you if you are a person who has went through severe trauma. Last year I had to relive every fucking thing. There's things that I had to relive that I haven't even talked about on camera. And yeah, it's things that I had to relive, like, and nobody talks about that shit. Painful. Like, that's why people don't want to heal. Like, people do not want to heal, because to heal me, you have to relive that shit and actually once and for all process it for what the fuck it actually was. The reason you may have blocked it out or pushed it away or, you know, denied it even existed in the first place was because it was a very extremely hard thing for your brain to process had happened to you. And that's just that. Like, you literally have to relive that shit. And I found that healing came, and I felt like I was not ready. But I obviously was. Like, I did that shit sad. I did it on days that I was happy. I I did it on days where I was ready to crash the fuck out. Like, I just was like, fuck it all. Like, I did it on days where I just did it. I don't think, I think once the universe bring you to healing, like, it's your time. You can try to run, and I did. I tried to run, and God dragged my ass back. Like, no, we gonna go through this shit this time. We're going to go through this shit. This shit happened, and I'm here with you, and we're gonna go through this time. And I like to reference that. I like to reference that we're going to go through this. In life, I was getting over things. Like, I literally be like, oh, okay, well, me and such, you ain't work out because, their personality like this and my personality like that, and we ain't work out. But I wasn't realizing, like, the core problem was, bitch, you ain't love yourself. That's why you kept putting yourself in these positions for that long of a time. Like, nobody has done me nowhere near as wrong as my motherfucking family has. And I think most of the reason is because I had such fucked up family. Like, I see motherfucking strangers that look like my family coming before they can even get close. And I typically, even if you are a good stranger and I know you feel good as fuck, like, I have trust issues, and I just don't let certain people in so close. And so I had to learn that too. Like, you literally be having motherfucking people that God be sending you to be your soul family, but you can't trust them because you don't trust your regular family. And you've been conditioned that you had to deal with these motherfuckers, so you ain't even got space for nothing else. So, like, it's like, clear some space, love you, take care of you, and you'll attract the people that belong in your life. You will. And I've been blessed. I literally can say that I've been blessed. God has always sent decent people in my life. It's just like I said, I had trust issues, and I was holding on to loyalty, like what Cat Williams said. You have an undying loyalty. Yeah, I was struggling with that. But I don't know, this video is all over the place, how I go. But I had like a list of shit I relearned this year. Like, I think I learned, and I'm still learning, what self-love looks like to me. I've told y'all, at the core, self-love to me is brushing my teeth motherfucking every day now. Like, just getting up and doing things for me, and not feeling guilty because I am doing things for me. Like, I thank God. If I would go in the store and buy myself something, I used to feel bad. Like, oh, I should be doing this for, my child. I should be seeing what my partner needs. I literally would have guilt. I literally would have guilt. So, and that didn't just start with them. So, yeah. Some things I definitely was relearning, and some things I had to learn for the first time ever. Patience was one of them. Self-love was another one. I talked to a friend too about love. I always knew as a teenager, I learned that love looked different for all of us. Like, we compare love to what the fuck somebody else got going on and all that shit. Like, love for me, and we talked about this, like, I definitely, I don't know about nobody else, I definitely had a warped view of what love was supposed to look like. And that love was based on a love that I had never seen. Because the love that I saw that shit was love. It was a toxic, fucked up love. But that love was based on motherfuckers caring about themselves and saying fuck me. And And I'm not talking about a balance, like a balance. I am literally saying people chose the people that was sent to like literally, you know, guide and protect me, you know, literally left me to figure the fuck out. And it wasn't always because they was making sacrifices for me. Like, you know, the parent who has to go off to work because that's why you ain't getting quality time. Like, I didn't, you know, I didn't benefit from that parent going off to work. He did what the fuck he wanted to do. Period, the fuck point blank. And, you know, I had a mom who struggled with drug and alcohol, you know, addiction, and, you know, that's a sacrifice that she made, you know, for herself. And she was going through some things, and that's true. That's some real true shit, but I did not benefit during that time from it. I benefited in the way of this was my life experience, and I get to make some shit out of this shit. That shit made me not want that shit. That shit saved me from being, you know, the same thing. Like, that shit scared the shit out of me. And even still, I had dabbled with some drugs and shit. But you know, I think that me seeing her and so many other people in my community do that shit, like, it always made me cautious and aware. Like, you know, hold on, drive slow, homie. That's not your name. And so there were sacrifices made. It just was not made in the sense of I feel like, you know, other people's love be like, you know, the nigga parent who gotta go to work all the time, or the parent shit. I know parents who got to stay at home and be with their kids, and their kids still don't like them. So I guess this all can go so many different fucking ways. I know with me, I worked all the time with my child until I had a situation where I wasn't, and then I was literally having mental health crisis. So I did when I first was like, you know, at that shit, like working, trying to, you know, show her just because you have a child don't mean your dreams, you gotta give up your dreams, or, you know, like, you can do this shit. You ain't gotta become bitter about life. You can do this. I literally made sure I spent quality time with my child. Like, shit, oh, I'm going to school all day, I'm gonna work these 2 jobs, oh, the weekend is ours. Let's go to the museum, let's go to Sweet Frog, let's go grab ice cream, let's go do this. Like, this is quality time. And I think as a child, like, she fucked with me on that, because I made sure it was me and her time, even though I was gone a lot. So literally, like, it worked out. But then it was like I had, you know, had a downfall, and I was in the house with her all the time. And there was no quality time though. I was in the house, I was there, I wasn't talking, I didn't want to be bothered, and I was around and I was there, but there was no quality time. And then there was moments where I was in the house with her all the time and we still did have quality time. So it's just all it's all perspectives and all that shit. You just gotta make the best out of your life. And I was touching on something before I got to this point, is like, as a child, I always just knew, like, I was supposed to be, not even supposed to be, like, I was meant to be at the top. I was meant to be in a higher place in life. I knew I was special. I knew I was different. But, you know, I literally looked at being at the top and meant I had to sell my soul. And I looked at it like that because of the colonizers. But I've met so many motherfucking people from so many different walks of life, the top, the bottom, the in between, the middle, and you do not have to sell your soul to be at the top. You just literally have to be disciplined and obedient, and whatever the fuck that means to you and God. That's how that shit go. And I'm literally not in this. I feel like I was living life like a self-denying, like extremist, fundamentalist, like person. Like, I think of it like I don't want to call out certain religion, but I think of it like Catholicism, like just I was in extreme denial of things that made me happy because I was always looking at it like that shit ain't gonna last. I became addicted to pain, and I think like still I ain't gonna even hold you, I ain't gonna lie, like I like thrill still. Like I am a person who still likes thrill, but I realized like you can still like thrill, you can still like pain, but you can do some different shit to get that. Like you ain't gotta keep fucking around in those same avenues that's not benefiting you. And when I say that, I want to say that in a logical mindset to bring it back to you. Like, I like pain. Instead of me, going through some abusive shit with a person, I can go get me a motherfucking tattoo. And I realized that like I release stuff through pain. So go get a tattoo, go get a piercing, if that's your thing. Some people like kink. Go fucking do that. Like, you got other outlets to find avenues that work for you. And that's just what I'm learning. Like, just gotta find you. Gotta try things for you. Can't do it because what somebody else wants you to do. None of that shit. And I deserve to be at the top just as much as anybody else deserves to be at the top. Like, I am a hard worker. My work ethic is motherfucking impeccable. If I had a business, I would want an employee like me because I care. If you had a business and I work for you and you let me know what you needed and what your vision was, I guarantee you that shit gonna happen with a teammate like me. And so I say that to say I don't just deserve to be at the top because I feel like I deserve to be at the top. I know the work I've put in. I know my work ethic still. I know my soul. I know my spirit. I know who I am. And I'm just at this point where like, let it all work out. Let it all work out. Let it all work out. But I am curious if you made it to the end of this video. What did you learn in 2024? I do know that, some people celebrate, New Year and spring. I celebrate both just because traditionally I was celebrating it. And I've had to unlearn a lot of shit, and I'm really not about to trip over when the year starts. But I do feel like common sense wise, New Year's would start when life starts back up in spring. Right now we are supposed to be resting. Your body feels it, right? This is the rest mode. So the trees are showing. Outside is showing. But yeah. What did you relearn in 2024? And that literally, I definitely was inspired by this from one of my people on Instagram. And another thing too, like, this is not nothing I learned, but this is something that I've been implementing. It's two things. So one of the things I'm implementing is I want to read for 30 minutes a day. That's what I used to make my kids do in the class. You know, like, I want to read for 30 minutes a day. I had lost my passion for reading just from being burnt out from working. And college too. College burnt me the fuck out on reading. It was literally to the point where, like, for me to read a book that could not hold my attention, I had to listen to Audible plus have the book in my hand and go. I had to use my finger, like back in the day when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, like, a bitch could read her ass off. Like, my comprehension, my fluency, all that shit. Like, to this day, my teenage daughter loves when I read bedtime stories to her, because I read with expression, I read with love and passion. Like, I love reading. Reading was an escape for me as a child. Like, to pick up a book and go create this scene in my head and be there. I wasn't in my room no more. And that's like one of the reasons, like, I had a classroom. Sometimes I let my kids go, like, they can only go one by one, but they could go behind the smart board and go read. Like, go ahead and make your space. Like, make your space of escape. And I've seen some teachers do, like, you know, like, they had TP reading, and they could go on the TP and read and escape. Like, just setting up a designated cozy spot for reading be dope sometimes. But I had lost my passion, and I love to read. I love mystery. I love fantasy. That's my favorite places to live, because I feel like a lot of that shit be real. But I also love nonfiction shit. Like, I really, really love nonfiction shit. I love thrillers. I love, you know, a lot of different categories of stuff. But I had lost my love for reading, and that's a part of me. And so I made this thing where, like, I set a timer and I'm gonna read for 30 minutes. And I got two books. I got 2 books that I'm into. I think I'll post them on IG when I get a chance. The second thing that I am implementing this year is the way I did gratitudes last year. I will be doing every day. I'm gonna give myself gratitudes about myself. What am I thankful for me, or like, what do I admire within me? What I want to praise within me. Once again, we're gonna bring this full circle. As above, so below, so within, so without. The same way I give gratitude and thanks to this universe, this all source power, I call it God. It's the same way I need to be able to love and appreciate me. And it's all the same. I can't pretend to love and worship a God, the God, all source, but secretly hate me. So literally the same way that I was able to give gratitude and thanks outside of me, I am now going to implement, you know, saying at least 3 things that I love about me, that I'm grateful about me, because there is no other me. There is only one me, and that's beautiful in its fucking self. Just realizing my beauty people always told me, but people my age literally used to pick on me all the time, so I thought I was ugly. But like adults always told me how beautiful I was, and I never knew it. And that's the funny part. I never knew it. And even now that I know it, I don't use it as a tool to be mean to somebody else. Like, I feel like we're all fucking beautiful. Like, what you talking about? Like, people who pick on people for outside appearances are very shallow, very weak-minded people. Now, if you get me fucked up and you piss me off, and you do some fuck shit to me where you trying to make me feel like I don't look great on the outside, you're fair fucking game. I'll go in on you. But on average, like, I find everything beautiful. Any and everything. If God made it, it's beautiful. It's only ugly when it doesn't want to. It's only ugly to me. People are ugly to me when they're being ugly in the inside. That's ugly to me. But yeah, definitely heavy on aligning my outside with my inside. All sides, all around, full circle. But I'm so grateful for last year. Last year was motherfucking hard. It was grueling. But I had some beautiful fucking moments, bro. Like, I had some beautiful moments. My view of love slowly changes, and it becomes like something that is just something that is like me. That's just, I don't know how to explain that shit. The love I seek is me. The love I seek is me. And that don't negate that there is love out there for me in a physical sense. But the love that I was seeking was the love I needed to give to me. I needed to be the love of my life. I finally showed up for me this year. In more ways than one. And I don't want to be perfect. Like, I done made some fucking stupid ass mistakes last year. Like, I be having to laugh at that shit. Like, and sometimes I be having to cry at that shit. Like, but I'm just gonna be real and true about it. Like, I've had moments where it was like, what the fuck was you thinking? Like, I've had moments where, like, you know, my spirit squad had to be like, you know, like, chill, please. Like, we're trying to get you somewhere. And you need to trust that we're trying to get you somewhere. And we're going to get there. But, like, you know, chill. Like, chill before you run it off. And then there was moments where I was like, just do you. Like, do that dumb shit you want to do. Like, because, bitch, you have been denying the dumb shit, and you literally were too young, and you were supposed to be doing the dumb shit. Like, do the dumb shit. Do the dumb shit. Do the dumb shit. And I did the dumb shit. And, like, I be having to look at, like, why was you doing that dumb shit? But there was a little girl in me that needed to do the dumb shit. Like, she didn't get to do the dumb shit. She had to be so logical and practical in life. Like, she had to be on survival mode. Like, she didn't get to do the dumb shit. And that was parts of my little, you know, my little teenage stuff. Like, she got to do the dumb shit. She got to do some real hood dumb shit, though. Like, but I didn't get to do the real girly, stupid dumb shit. I ain't really get to do that shit. I had to be hard. Even when shit would happen, I had to be hard. So, like, last year, I got to just feel all over the motherfucking place. I was bleeding everywhere. Like, just bleeding every the fuck where. And I appreciate those that allowed me to bleed. And sat there with me and was like, clean up together. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. But I'm going to end that shit there. Like, a journey is a journey. You have to enjoy it. You have to sometimes reflect on it and see what you had to learn. I learned a lot. I relearned some shit, and I actually learned some stuff. And I'm still learning, and I'm a work in progress. I don't want to be perfect. I ain't trying to fit nobody's goddamn mold. I ain't trying to be into, you know, doing what nobody else think I should be doing. Like, long as me and God got an understanding and an agreement, I'm good to go. I'm real good to go. So, if you out there and you dealing with, you know, severe trauma, whether you are knee deep in the shit of healing, or you're taking a reprieve meal or relief, or you know, you processing or reflecting, like whatever place you at in your healing journey, I send all source love to you. And you know, I gotta keep my love for me right now. Yeah, I'm real selfish now, in a good way though. In a good way. Don't let society trick you out of being selfish is wrong. I remember when I woke up to all this shit last year, one of my professors told me, you gotta put your mask on first. I won't put my mask on first. I was saving everybody else and then passing the fuck out. And nobody was like, oh, the girl who saved me, you know, let's go get her mask. Nobody was doing that. So, lesson learned. Lesson learned. So, putting my mask on, I am assisting people, but I am not saving. You better go holler at God or Jesus. Jesus like to save. He really does like to save. Go talk to him. He saved me. Saved the hell out of me. So go have a conversation to whatever you believe in. And I'm out. I enjoyed this one. I feel like it's so much growth. And I don't never want nobody to feel like, you know, like I said, I'm not chasing perfection. I'm not perfect. Like, before I did this video this morning, like, I literally was dealing with some anxiety about how I internalize everything. And I had to talk to God, and I had to get out to God. Like, I can't keep going through life internalizing people's shit and making it my own. I'm cool. Like, that shit ain't mine. Like, them your thoughts, them your opinions, them your views. So you gotta be careful about, like, you gotta observe and not absorb. And I am an absorber. Like, I transmute energy, and I have to learn, like, you're not sent here to transmute every fucking body's energy. Literally. And that's why I was talking about spiritual hygiene. So I'm learning spiritual hygiene. I'm a spiritual motherfucking person, and I have to have a spiritual hygiene. I have to have some type of routine set up for me to protect me from certain shit. And I have to have a force field so that I know what's my shit and what's not. and my shit is here, and your shit can't penetrate here. Okay? So I literally am always working on things. I'm always working on things. And I'm fine because I'm not working on the things. I'm not running away from the things that I needed to work on, if that makes sense. So I don't feel exhausted. I be tired. I said I won't be over here being perfect. I be tired. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm still figuring out a relationship with rest. I'm still figuring out a lot of stuff. So what I am proud of is awareness. What I am proud of is letting go and trusting the process. What I am proud of is taking opportunities, whether I'm scared first started these videos, I was scared as hell. I have been through some shit that I still haven't even verbalized, like I said. And it's not that I ain't processing that either. Like, I process that shit, but I want to process that shit with me. But yeah, I had tapped into some shit. I had tapped in, excuse me. I had to bend and get something that fell, so I don't fucking have an accident. But I had tapped into some stuff that, yeah, I seen some shit. And I woke up real scared, but I kept being told, like, you protected. And like, you can be told that shit, but until you believe it is when, you know, shit really feel peaceful for you. So that's just how I feel. I'm going for real now this time. Let me know in the comments, even though y'all don't be fucking interacting with me. Y'all be like blindly watching. And that's cool too. I don't do it for the views. I don't do it for the comments. I don't do it for the likes. A part of my human brain wants to. So I'm not gonna hold you and be like, I'm perfect in this shit. Like, but I have to constantly be reminded, like, this is not what that is for. This is for this video to find whoever the fuck they need to find. I don't give a fuck if it was 3 people. The job was done. If one person related to this video, and it changed the trajectory of their life for the better, the job was done. So there we go. I'm gone. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day. Y'all be safe out here. The snow is coming. Winter is coming. Game of Thrones friends. Winter is here. But alright, y'all be safe if you out here on these roads. You know, definitely do your little prayers.